It is Saturday morning, right at 10:30 on the East Coast, so you already know what that means. The top and premier college basketball betting show on YouTube, on Twitter, is coming at you live to cover one of the last huge college Saturday slates. So it pains us to be here, but we just got to live in the moment, continue to make more cash, because you already know that's what paid for play does. Powered at Daily Bread Media. We're currently live on Twitter at Paid for Play, so make sure to give us a follow there. Part of the Daily Bread Media Network. Give us a like and retweet on our video. Really helps us to get out there. Also live on YouTube, the number one spot to be because the chat is usually popping off left and right each time, dropping out your best bets, any questions for your games that is coming up for today's slate, or just whatever banter you want to do. We got our man Casual and our guy Tyler Felt. What's good, everybody? Glad to be back this Saturday after, I guess I can say I had a bye week last week, but it is what it is. We're ready for this Saturday cash. Steven, how are you doing?
Yesterday I had some tough beats, but you know what? All that means is today's going to be great, and all the breaks are going to go my way today instead of going the opposite way. So, I'm ready to go.
Feeling good? Goose, you on that same train?
I'm feeling great. I got my Rutgers shirt on already. 6:00 game at the rack. I'll be there around 2 p.m. just living life.
It's been staying warm.
Good. No, it sucks here, but I am in a nice warm office, so I am good. And yeah, this is the Towers and Tigers. This is their chance. They can clinch at least a share of the regular season Colonial title today. So 3 p.m. ready to roll for that one, and you'll probably hear about that one in a little bit.
Well, shout out to Goose because he's the only one wearing a shirt of a school he went to. The rest of us have got our little fanboy teams on. But you already know what it is with Paid for Play. We appreciate all of you who tap into spaces each day with us during the week. We were pretty consistent with the times. We're going to keep moving around, bouncing around going forward just because we all have work. But spaces, the four of us are usually in there. Always be tapping in. We appreciate that.
Tim, I sure am.
About to say, I'm trying to think of anything else we need to say. Make sure to like the video. If this is your first time with us, we go through a 6-pack of games, our key 10 games or 6 games that we want to talk about. And then at the end of the show, we give out our full cards of all the games that we're betting, some quick hitters on the other games, because with like 130 plus, it is impossible to break each one down. But don't be shy. Throw your questions in there. We'll give quick hits for you. 6-game slate. Let's start it off with the big one. Izzo and the fellas are headed the wrong way. Purdue is still skyrocketing. Still paper tigers, in my opinion. But Big Ten Goose, you got to start this one off for us.
Gotcha. Yeah. So in the last 10 ATS, as Rex just touched upon, Purdue is 9-1 while Purdue is 9-1 overall, and Michigan State is 4-6 overall. And it just shows the direction of the teams. Michigan State is, I guess, in a tailspin, but so I feel this game is hard to cap for sure, because I think Michigan State's a better team than what they're playing lately. I don't like the side in this game, but I like the over. Michigan State can't really defend the paint. They don't have the size, and what does Purdue have? 2 great big men. So I think Purdue eats inside, and Purdue is just a fast team. They don't play good defense at all, and Michigan State at home will need to hit threes to stay in this game. So I like this matchup to get into the 150s. The over under right now is sitting at 146.5, and I like it to get into the 150s because Michigan State, they're gonna have to chuck threes. Purdue, they're gonna give it to their bigs. They could kick out to some threes, but they're gonna give it to bigs. And yeah, so I think this matchup is an over one for me to start your morning, start your day.
What are you liking here?
Yeah, so So I do have a lean on the over. But look, this is a Purdue team that has still struggled on the road. They are shooting under 45% in their last 2 road games, including one where they just got blown off the floor. And I know Goose talked about the 3. Michigan State is second in the Big Ten in 3-point field goal percentage, and Purdue is 9th in defending. So I can definitely see Michigan State looking to attack this game from the 3-point arc. Yes, Michigan State has been absolutely just bad lately, but now you have a situation where you have Tom Izzo with his back against the wall, basically with their NCAA tournament hopes on the line here. So, but yeah, I mean, Purdue has won a lot of games here, and they have played. They have not been dominant on the road. They've played better. So if you're asking me who wins this game, I would have to say Purdue, but I'm gonna defer on the side because I have already given a full write-up inside for Diamond Club, and some things you got to keep VIP only. So I have all my reasons why I support a certain side in this game, but I'll defer to Steven or Rex.
Steven, what's your quick thoughts on this one?
Yep, I also like the over, but I like Purdue minus the 5. Even though I like the over here, Michigan State just has stretches where they have careless turnovers. Michigan State will just have a 4 or 5 minute stretch where they can't score a bucket to save their lives. And Purdue is just too efficient on the offensive end. Like, when you got some combination of Jaden Ivey creating for himself or just getting the ball down low to Trevion Williams or Zach Edey, like Purdue's not going to go on one of those stretches where they just can't score like Michigan State usually goes on at least once a game. So I'm actually going to go with both the over 146.5 and Purdue minus 5 here. I also might throw something on the Purdue team total over 76.5 just because it's kind of in line with the other 2, but those first 2 are the only ones I'm definitely playing today.
Yeah, my biggest question mark in this one, and Goose kind of hit on it, which is why I like see over. This Purdue's defense going into the hostile environment is going to see what is going to tell me a lot about what I'm going to expect from them from the Big Ten tourney because, yeah, that's a neutral court, but when you're going against Malik Hall and Gabe Brown, I think they can give Purdue kind of the business because they've struggled with 2 scoring threats. Sure, usually one's a guard, so maybe I don't know who the fuck. I can't trust the Michigan State guard. That's probably my biggest reason why I am staying away from the +5. We've just seen when Purdue is facing 2 legitimate scoring threats, 2 that can create off the dribble or even just off a pick and roll, they've become leaky. So that's where I think if you like Michigan State here, rather than taking the +5, maybe just target their team total, which is currently sitting at 1 second.
Probably 70.
Michigan State team's total sitting at 71.5. Good thoughts, Goose, there. That's where I would have to go in it, but it's a pass from me overall in the noon slate. For some reasons, I don't know if it's my tinfoil hat. I've tried to avoid noon games because I feel like that's what everyone caps the most because it's the earliest action and the first action. We are live on Twitter and YouTube right before we move into the second game. Twitters and the StreamYard still hate each other, won't allow us to share your comments. I have it up, so I'll shout out anything you got in here. We appreciate Harris, Terrell, and all the other positive comments in there. We do this for you because we're beating the books together. Make sure to be dropping your plays on any of the games that we are saying. Tell us we're wrong on that over. If you don't like that, tell us if Purdue's going to romp them. Or as we get into the next game, I guess I'll have to go first here because my man, Cal, going into, I don't want to say the toughest SEC environment because I don't want the gate floods to open up. But I think Arkansas is sneaky, one of the tough places to win, especially in the SEC. And this is why you see them laying that short 2 on the road here. Musselman got the guys right. Other past that Alabama loss, we've seen them be able to win close games that go way under, like in Tennessee. We've seen them just not run out a team in Florida, but if they have to score to win here, it's just the last time we were talking on Tuesday, Kellen Grady, he's basically been the biggest piece of this Kentucky reason of why they surged as of late. When you're getting to Sheboy, just completely cleaning the glass on both sides, giving you those extra chances. And if you see how many boards that maybe he doesn't put it back, but kicks it out to Grady, that's where it is. My biggest concern and why I'm going against the shirt that I'm wearing, I'm rocking with Woo Pig Sooie. I don't think Savar Wheeler or Tai Tai is going to play again today. I personally think they're going to be out. If they end up suiting up, I'm not going to like the -2, -110 that I'm on, but it is what it is. If you only have a 3 available, you can still play it. I just bet it this morning, so I just have to give out what I have my money on. So I'm rocking with Woo Pig Sooie, -2, -110. Anyone going against me there who wants to give their thoughts on this one?
No, it's this is Arkansas or nothing for me. I'm probably not going to just take any side on this game. The one that I do have a lean to here is just slightly is on the under. Numbers have this one coming in just under what it is. It started to open at 147.5. It's gotten steamed way down to 144.5, which even for a game with this many bets and this much magnitude, that's still a healthy drop.
Well, the biggest thing was too is because some books opened Kentucky like closer to the favorite because
Yep.
they just are thinking Wheeler and Tai Tai are playing. They just open the lines every single time, just assuming they're in. So that's why on the big Saturday slates, you could have taken advantage of that.
Yeah, the other thing, the other reason why I like the under is Arkansas number 1 in the SEC in defending the 3. Their 2-point defense is number 2 in the conference, and while Kentucky is overall the best 3-point shooting team in the SEC, a little bit up and down lately. So I just, for me, this one just has the look of one that's going to come up a few points short. I would tell you if it probably goes under 144. Then the value is probably gone. What you can also do is you can see if they get off to a little bit of a hot start, and then you get a few extra points there, and then you jump on the under. But slight lean on the under. I might not have a single dollar on this game.
I'm going to be rocking with Arkansas with Rex. I think even if Tai Tai is playing, I know this is an NBA thought, but like you got to fade the star returning. The team is in a little rhythm right now without him, and I just think even if Tai Tai is playing, I'm still gonna rock with Arkansas. Maybe the line changes. Maybe Kentucky gets to like a pick 'em if he's playing, but I just think this
With
Arkansas
this going up
team
to
is-
3, I would be shocked at this point.
What was that?
Since the line keeps moving and it looks like it's going to probably close, my guess is around -4 to Arkansas. I think it's almost certain that he's not playing today.
Gotcha. So yeah, if you're liking Arkansas, it sounds like you guys should not rush to get it, but if it's going to be moving, yeah, I just think they're too hot right now. They're the home team. I mean, give me Kentucky on a neutral court in a month once both teams are healthy, but give me Arkansas today.
Steven, did you go?
Nope. I'm gonna be on it. I'll be on the island today. I don't really care. I think
You're rocking with
there's-
my man Cal?
Yep. I
Yeah,
think
let's go. Let's hear
That was
why.
me
think
last week on the island.
I think there's really only 2 teams that are still kind of have a chance to win the SEC. I know mathematically that's not how it works, but I think it's really going to come down to either Auburn or Kentucky. And I think they're both going to get huge wins today, which kind of previews a game we're going to do later. I don't really think the injuries will matter all that much. I just think the 2 best teams in this conference are going to find gritty ways to pull out wins today. So I like Kentucky right now. When we get to the Auburn game, I'll have more thoughts on that, but I like them as well.
Steven, we got to come up with a witty name for your island because we got Goose Island IPA when Goose rocks with it. We got Rex Island for mine because that just works. We need Steven Island, just doesn't roll off the tongue because Spin Island works too. Or he has spin towns. He really doesn't need it. He has his own town. He doesn't want an island. As usual, live on YouTube. Make sure to give us a like there if you already haven't. Keep up the comments. We got the Texas money line. That's not a game we're going to preview, but Jay, since you rock with us, we'll definitely cover that game maybe a little bit in more detail. And on Twitter, make sure I got the comments up. Make sure to be hitting it there. And yeah, free throws, they're the bane of my existence. Let's stay in the SEC. Steven, since you're alluding to it and saying you had thoughts in Auburn versus Tennessee, you have to go first here.
Yep. This just feels like a game where I know people make the case, oh, well, Tennessee's undefeated at home. They're 14-0 at home. I don't really care all that much. I think Tennessee's still a little bit soft on the inside. And when you're a relatively soft team on the inside going up against Walker Kessler and Jabari Smith Jr. and all those dudes, like you're going to get bodied. I think Auburn's going to get this game running fast. And I think Auburn actually kind of wins going away. I'm going to take a money line, but I think I could take them probably -4 or -5 and feel happy about it.
Love that energy.
Yeah, Auburn all the way here for me. And I promise to everybody who watches us every week, I did my anti-Rick Barnes check. So, like, am I just saying F Rick Barnes when I make this play? But to Steven's point, Tennessee on the season, this is against all opponents, 318th in field goal percentage allowed at the rim. So plays definitely into what he was saying about being a little bit soft in the middle. They've actually been even worse in SEC play. Auburn has a very, very strong advantage here with 2-point offense, even though Tennessee's on their home floor. And also in the 2-point game on defense as well. Auburn number 1 in the SEC, 42.6% from 2, and Tennessee is 14th in 2-point field goal percentage in SEC games. If you're wondering how many teams are in the SEC, it would be 14. So I would definitely take Auburn here. I think that there's also value in alternate lines, like Steven said.
Goose, is it Goose Island time here? Or
nah, that was
look on your face?
That was last week for me. I'm with you guys on Auburn. Their size advantage is a big thing for me. I also the Auburn guards, KD Johnson and Wendell Green, they haven't been too hot offensively lately, but KD Johnson's a dog on defense, and I think he slows down one of the two guards on Tennessee. And Wendell Green is a motor. He's just going to push the pace, going to run up and down, and I like this Auburn team to get this one pretty convincingly because Walker Kessler is probably the defensive player of the year. He also is just going to dominate the paint. I was looking, Tennessee's, I guess you call it center. He's 6'9", 230 pounds. Like, he's athletic, but I like Auburn to control this game with their size and then with their guards playing defense.
Man, when this line opened yesterday, the first thing I thought was, do I play Auburn now or before it moves or what? And the sole fact that it's held at this number the whole time will bring in our man Sosa. There's not a chance I'm going to Rex Island here and telling you to put your hard-earned money on Tennessee -3. But the fact that won't budge, it's one of those things that's telling me something. Sosa, what are your thoughts here?
Ooh. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out. Man. Listen, you already know, man, like I'm never ever putting my money on Rick Barnes. But those two first halves fucked me last week. I just want to throw that out there. Both those two first halves, because both teams won the second half. Good morning, my brothers. Y'all good? Let's get the energy up in this motherfucker. What's up? Y'all good? You're good? You're good?
Let's go, Rutgers. Let's go today.
I need it.
At the rack.
That's what I need. I like to hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But, yeah, I'm not putting my money on Rick Barnes, even though I will say this. They play better. They play better at the crib, except against good teams. There's no doubt in my mind that that Auburn's obviously the best team, most talented team. I think this is a game where you could where Spin's big on these player props. Like, can you got any props for this one? Like, can you get if there are props for like defensive props for for Walker Kessler? I mean, I would take him to get 5 blocks.
Yeah.
The kid, you know what I mean? Something like that. If you can get anything defensive, he's going to easily get 5 blocks in this game.
Yeah.
He's going to.
At the time we went on air, there weren't any out yet, but it's a game I'm eyeing up for sure.
Right. So I like Jabari. I think I don't see anybody from Tennessee really matching up with him or Walker. I like Bruce Pearl, and I like Bruce Pearl to make a statement against his former team, in which he should have never been fired the first time, in my opinion. That's the angle I'm looking at today. I think he wants to go into Tennessee and smoke these boys. More talented team. I like Auburn money line straight up. I like them to win the game. I don't know what number you guys are getting, but I believe I have it
plus 140.
Plus one. Yep, plus 140 on draft. Yep. So that would be my play. I like Auburn to win the game outright. I'm not taking any alternate spreads. I wanted to take an alternate, just because I think that this Auburn team is better, and I think it's, like I said, it's a revenge spot in multiple angles, from Bruce Pearl to just the team in general, the program needing this one. I think it's also a big deal for them to make sure that they win the SEC.
Well, so. And you were talking about, it being kind of a revenge angle. I would also say it's a redemption one too for Auburn. Yeah, this is their chance to step up and say, like, hey, what's happened over the last few weeks, with the lost Arkansas and so on and so forth. Like we're still here too, and really their prospects, because we talked about it on Paid for Play, their prospects for a number 1 seed it's not a lock anymore. And there's a lot of people talking about them as a 2 seed, as a middle 2 seed. So this is a chance for them to step back up and be like, we are a number 1 seed.
I also want to throw this out here now. Walker Kessler. Is it Walker Kessler? Is that his first name, Walker?
Yeah.
Right? So he's got 2 last names.
I like that.
The thing is with him, I think he's played himself into the lottery, to be totally honest. I think he's going to end up being a lottery pick. No, I don't think anyone thought that at the beginning of the year, but bro, he's been lights out for them. He's one could argue he's been their best player in the last 10. And I love Jabbar. I love some, the guard shows up here and there, but he's been really good, bro. He's definitely winning defensive player of the year in the conference, no question.
Yep. And my last thing is, in games where teams have turned up Tennessee, where you make them play with pace, especially within SEC play, they're 1-3 straight up in those. They lost to Kentucky, LSU, and Bama, who've kind of turned them up. The one team that they did beat was Texas A&M. So take that as you may. In their first meeting this time, I just still think it is Sosa, our usual thing with Auburn. They're a great team to live bet, because once you see Pearl decide to throw on the press, he always does it at some point under the 10-minute mark in the first half. Usually doesn't do it from the jump. That's usually my favorite time to key in on that and jump in. All right. Is this the game of the day? Kansas at Baylor?
Rutgers Whiskey's game of the day.
Or is it Kentucky at Arkansas? It's definitely not Rutgers, Wisconsin Goose. I'm sorry.
I think this is the game of the day. Night.
Yeah. Towson James Madison is my game of the day, but the game of the day, yeah, this one.
My bad.
All right. Who is backing Bill Self to go into Baylor to get a dub? Goose, you are. Steven is. Wow, we got 2 of them.
Y'all are
I am.
Goose, why?
I think this is a game where Baylor is going to miss their big, and I'm going to botch his name, Jonathan Swatchma. The big. Because Kansas has the size, and they we don't judge. It's 2022.
What's up, Manny?
But no, Kansas has the size. I don't think Baylor will be able to slow them down getting easy buckets. I think Baylor just feels like they're missing a gear since their big got hurt. They're not as complete of a team right now. They have great guard play. But yeah, what's the line again right now? Is it Kansas +4? Was it?
Kansas +3 now in my book, +130 because you have Baylor with the ultimate revenge spot because Baylor, I don't know, they
Yeah.
walk through that first half, but Kansas looked like a top 5 defense in the first half. These two teams met in at Rock Chalk.
It won't be exactly like that. I just think Kansas matches up against Baylor well, and Baylor won the Big 12 last year. Kansas always wins the Big 12. It's the regular season, so I think Kansas gets it done today and gets another Big 12 on their way to another Big 12 championship.
Steven, why are you rocking with Goose on this one and fading Baylor at home?
All right. Well, I like Kansas tonight because Flagler needed 29 just for Baylor to beat Oklahoma State by 2 in overtime. So Baylor's coming off an overtime game where they expended a little bit more energy than I'm sure they wanted to against Oklahoma State. They have a relatively quick turnaround. Well, actually, no, sorry. Not a quick turnaround at all. It was a Monday game to a Saturday game. They definitely have more than enough time off. But still, they're missing some of their depth. They need their guards to just be that much more elite than the other teams if they want to win. And the thing is, because Baylor's guards are good, but they're going up against Ochai, Christian Braun. They got Remy Martin, right? Yeah. I mean, Kansas can just throw a bunch of high level guards at you, and then they also got David. I think David McCormick is going to go absolutely off this game. I don't really see anybody left on that Baylor roster that can sit there and body up McCormick in the middle. I just think Kansas has too many options, and Baylor is lacking in the depth department just a little bit, and just enough today for them to lose to Kansas.
Spin, we need to hear pro Baylor side. Or are you rocking with
Kansas? You will. And this is a pro Baylor side, not an anti-Bill Self side, because we could spend a whole show with me talking about that shit. So I think that this game will be decided really in the backcourt with the turnover game. So Kansas 179th in turnovers per possession, but that's an overall number. On the road, more specifically on the road in conference, they're sub 200. Baylor in conference for forcing turnovers, they're third, and they're also top 100. So I can see Baylor slapping on a lot of different defensive looks. I can see them for sure slapping on a press and forcing enough turnovers to have enough possessions to win this game. The other thing here, too, is Kansas on the road in the Big 12 at forcing turnovers. So go to the other side. They are 10th in the conference in doing so, and Baylor doesn't turn the ball over much at home. Baylor also has a significant shooting advantage at home. They're second in the conference, shooting over 50% EFG at home in conference play. So it's just it's one of those situations when you factor in the revenge angle, when you factor in everything that Baylor has going for them today on their home floor. I firmly believe that because in their last few road games, Kansas has turned the ball over 15 plus times. And those are some lesser teams than Baylor. So I think that if you can, for me, my target number is 15. I think if Kansas turns the ball over 15 plus times, then they lose. If they don't, then they have a chance to win.
Sosa, where are you going on this one?
If you want to bet your hard-earned money on Bill Self today, go right ahead. That's all I got.
That's all you got. Man, I think you said it right. If McCormick does end up getting his double-double like he can, this is going to be a tough one for Baylor. I mean, Flagler is basically going to have to get you what he needs to do. Cryer can still do it, but I don't know if I can go against Baylor at home, even without the size advantage here, especially with how embarrassing it was in Fog, with how they just basically got run out and that game was never close. I expect this one, the total sitting at 147.5 here. If you had to force my play on that, because I don't think anyone mentioned that side in it, I think I'd have to go under, because if I'm liking Baylor to win this one, I don't think it's going to be a shootout. So if you had to make me take a choice, I'd probably go under here, but it's not an official play. So we got 2 more games left. I've started about like 10 or 15 plays that you guys dropped out. So we'll do some quick hitters on that. And then after that, we'll rattle through our full cards. We'll be out of here by 11:30. So don't you worry. You'll have time to lock these all in and jump back if you missed any of the show. Make sure to give it a like and retweet and subscribe to it. But Gonzaga at St. Mary's. We talked about this on Spaces. We talked about this on Daily Bread. We get back-to-back opportunities with Gonzaga on this trip right now to get their first half under -10. Last time they doubled up their first half spread against the Dons. They're getting the 2 top teams in the WCC. So now going into St. Mary's where they both play, the Dons and them both play slow, but the Dons are efficiently slow while St. Mary's just bores you to death and drains that clock out. Steven, we know you're the West Coast guy since you're rocking the Boise shirt. You didn't sneak a Mountain West game into here, but what do you like in between Gonzaga and St. Mary's?
I still just like Gonzaga to cover. I don't know. I can't look at those 2 big men and not say that Gonzaga won't dominate the middle in every game they play. And when you can do that and St. Mary's is not very efficient and they're taking maybe not some of the best shots late in the clock. And so like when St. Mary's isn't a team that's necessarily like getting good looks every time down the court, but then Gonzaga can just run right back down, get to the rim, get it to Timmy or Holmgren, and have a bucket pretty much whenever they want. There's no way I can go against Gonzaga, even though the line's been steamed up pretty heavy already. I think it opened at like 9 or 9.5. It's already up to 11. I think this game finishes right around where the last game finished, with Gonzaga getting a 15 to 16 point win tonight.
Who wants to? I just have minimal thoughts. Does anyone else have big thoughts on this game where they want to give it out?
So,
sorry, I know what I was going to say. I do, but hate to put it this way, but Diamond Club only for this one. This is actually one of my favorite plays of the day. So if you're in the Diamond Club, you already know what I'm rocking with on this one, and I'll leave it at that.
Oh, yeah. I'm on Gonzaga to cover, too. I think Gonzaga about to you can't slow a team down if they're taking the ball out of the basket every single possession. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I know the spread, and it's I know people are probably thinking it's wild that you're getting a spread this low with Gonzaga in conference, even though the game's at St. Mary's. But for me personally, I just gotta trust. I trust the coach. I trust the team. I trust the talent. Chet Holmgren has played himself into the Player of the Year conversation. I'm rocking with Gonzaga to cover today. I just think, I just think they finish off the season. This is what they do.
Mm-hmm.
This is also eerily similar to last year when they played BYU at the end of the season, and nobody thought that they would cover, right? Because in the first half, BYU put up like 60 points and score, and we're shooting like 58% from 3. And then in the second half, Gonzaga just beat the shit out of them. So I feel like I've seen this one before, and it feels exactly like the BYU game from last year. Everyone was ready to take the number because it seemed low. And in the first half, you bet them first half, they won the first half. But in the second half, the Zags outscored them by like 25. And that's where it becomes a thing for me. The guard depth, the ability to run, and bro, they run off a miss, off a make. You can't slow a team down. You can't make it a half court mess if you're taking the ball out of the rim every possession. And I think that's the biggest thing with Gonzaga is they invite you to the track meet and they run a 100-meter dash for 40 minutes. And you saw the teams that beat them. You either have to have all 3 of the referees completely in your fucking pocket, like against Duke, or you have to be like Alabama and you just can't miss. Mm-hmm. Alabama just didn't miss. So that's the only way you're beating this team.
So
the whole defensive thing that Baylor did last year, that ain't happening against this team. You can't slow them down. So
My one, I guess not reservation of this game, but to highlight, we'll have some conference tournament previews and predictions going through the brackets with the fellas here. In the West Coast Conference, they get the quadruple bye, 1 and 2 here, to really help out Gonzaga. St. Mary's already has the 2 seed with that quadruple bye. These are both last game of the season for each of these teams. It's kind of the St. Mary's show their hand type of game, in my opinion, is the only way I'm potentially looking at it. And how much does Gonzaga, I mean, they just want to keep steamrolling just because they're only going to play 2 games in the WCC as it is already. So they basically got 3 games left for March. That's just like where I want to be on the side with Sosa as well, with laying it. But if I had to do anything, I would just have to stay with the first half. I just think no more, regardless of what it is, when you can get Gonzaga at that number, it's tough to pass it up. Full game, I might not want to mess around with it, but just big picture thinking, these teams both have about like 3 games max before March Madness happens. So one thing to take into account when capping this game.
Yeah, and to that end, I mean, this game this game is St. Mary's Super Bowl. It's a Super Bowl. It's their World Series. It's their Final Four, all rolled up into one. I firmly believe that there are some St. Mary's fans where if they win tonight, they could lose in the first round of the West Coast tournament and go over in the rest of the season, and they'd be like, you know what, we beat those Zags. Like that's how much it means to them.
Yeah. So I just want to start off my capping of this game saying Sosa said, "Bring the energy." So I grabbed a White Claw.
there he is. There he is.
He's awake.
The way I look at this game is this is a rivalry game, as Spin just alluded to. If we remember, like before Gonzaga turned God mode in the last like 5 years, those St. Mary's teams were like Matthew Dellavedova playing Gonzaga. These used to be like battles. This is a huge game for St. Mary's. Gonzaga has taken their program to a different level in the last 5 years. But I don't want to. I'm going to lay off this game because I don't bet against Gonzaga in a low spread. But at the same time, St. Mary's, this gym is going to be their best gym of the year. This is like, as Spin took the words out of my mouth, this is their Super Bowl. And I don't want to bet against a team where this is their biggest game of the year. Rex brought up a great point that will they actually show them their hands? If I'm running St. Mary's, I'd rather win on my home court than win in the WCC. As weird as that sounds, because it's just you bring your home fans as something that they'll remember. So to sell the program, I think St. Mary's really gives it their all. I still don't know if that's enough for the 10-point spread, though.
Man, I love breaking down this matchup in depth. We got over, between both of our outlets, we got over 100 people rocking with us. We appreciate that. Funny as shit, the chat's breaking down the last game. Then I've started a shit ton of comments. We're going to shout out all of your best bets that you guys have dropped in here. Who was it? Jay and William, or Jay and Kevin were breaking down this game. Steven, give us a quick hitter on this before we drop everyone's best bets from the chat, and then we'll rattle through our 5s, full cards for that weekend cash.
All right, so the last game, the mid-major game, my kind of game, Louisiana Tech at North Texas here. I hate to be somebody who goes against North Texas because they're insanely hot. Their defense is elite right now, but when their defense is elite, that offense does not put up a lot of points. They don't break 65 on either side. They don't allow it. They don't really score past it that much. For them to be laying 6 here, it feels a little gross, but I think this game's going to be a 1-possession game. I really do think it comes down to that last possession. So it's Louisiana Tech +6 for me tonight.
Goose, you got any thoughts? Because I know you love CUSA.
I actually really don't on this game. I think North Texas, after they beat UAB last week, they're just a wagon right now. I don't want to bet against them. I like Kenny Lofton on Louisiana Tech, but North Texas is a pretty good big. So I just think North Texas matches up against them well. I would want to take the dog for rooting purpose. I would want to take Louisiana Tech for rooting purpose, but so I guess that's my heart. But my mind says North Texas gets like an 8-point win today. So I don't have too much thoughts on it because the heart wants what it wants.
So this is not a game that matters with each of these teams still have 3 games left. So it's kind of our North Texas is in the driver's seat because Conference USA still has East and West within their conference. Just remove that. But
yeah,
you got strength on strength because the way North Texas wins games is they play painfully slow. I'm pretty sure they hold the record, or they're the slowest team in the nation this year with that defense. La Tech definitely likes to go a lot faster, even though Kenny Lofton might not be the quickest fella. They still like to play in transition, and he finishes around the rim at an efficient rate here. And it's kind of where North Texas, I don't want to say live and die on the 3, but they're a team that locks down on the 3, and they shoot a decent amount on the other side as well. So that's where if you want to bank that the 3s are going to be falling at home today, you got to be rocking with North Texas. If you think La Tech can speed them up and not allow them to get into that slow 2-court offense and make them play with under 15 seconds on the shot clock, I think you got to ride with La Tech, but I don't have 6 is just the weird number in this game for me. And then who you like on the spread will tell you who you like on the total too.
This is a La Tech spot for me for sure. North Texas has already clinched the 1 seed, which means they get the first round bye in the conference tournament, and La Tech is locked in a tie with UAB right now for that 2nd seed. So if you look at the Conference USA bracket, both the top 2 teams in each of the divisions do get a first round bye in the conference tournament. North Texas has this locked up already. Louisiana Tech and UAB are tied right now for it. So Louisiana Tech needs this win a lot more than North Texas does. So you have that on the motivation side. The other thing with this is I am just been very, very impressed with how efficient Louisiana Tech's offense has been playing as of late. Just supremely efficient in the half court, getting out and running in transition, taking good shots, which is really what you have to do to beat a defense like North Texas. So for me, if this were like a 2 or 3 point spread, I probably would just stay off of it. But the number here is just a touch too high for a team that's in a revenge game that has everything to play for against a team that already has their postseason seed locked up.
All right, let's rattle off the questions and the thoughts. Sis, are you from Cali?
Sosa's an island boy.
So this is just yelling on mute.
Nah, my fault. I'm over here like I'm. It's an NBA game in like 40 minutes. I wasn't paying attention. Like I was like, sorry.
You're all good. Does anyone have any quick thoughts? Just one of us take the roadie game.
I mean, I just want to say this real quick. I like that there's a harmonious vibe in regards to Louisiana Tech. Fat Boy Lofton will probably get my money too. So
Respect.
It is what it is, man. It is like he's. I love his game, man. He's a light-skinned, short Zach Randolph. All right, on to the next.
I love fat people. So
hey, man.
So in this roadie game, I would want no business with it whatsoever. Rhodey has a better defense, but they've been slumping big time, and Duquesne's just a team that it's not too great to bet. Bedlam on the hardwood. Oklahoma State, money line, our man Kaiser likes it. That
Kaiser Soze.
I know it's from a movie, but we just have to call him that because I don't know what his real name is. You got a total at 131, minus 3.5. Anyone taking a spread in this one or rocking the money line with them?
Both of these teams have just been way too inconsistent for me to rock with either one of them. This is a live bet only for me.
Rivalry game?
Yep.
Yeah.
In Bedlam.
I'm cool.
Yep.
I know everybody's
Norman.
I know everybody's sick right now. FanDuel's doing maintenance. So we got it's like we got a
local bookie.
We got a bunch of crack addicts that can't find product right now. They're going through it.
Well, I got to play on this game, so it'll come up in my full card. We got Jay like in Texas on the money line. Minus 160. Little juice, but juice doesn't matter if it wins. We got Steven on the Toledo first half. I saw Harris drop a question on this. Anyone want to take a quick hit on the Vanderbilt game?
No.
Miss State's at home, so Steven, it's your time to look to back them.
Yeah, I know. I usually would. I don't have any play on this, but when I was looking at that SEC slate, that Alabama game is actually sneaky a big game for them, because right now somehow them and South Carolina are tied in conference play right now, and I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not saying it, but I'm just saying, South Carolina could win. I think Alabama could come in just looking at the name on the jersey, being like, we'll run past them pretty easily. I think this is South Carolina's biggest game of the year right now to get to the number 5 spot in the SEC. It's a ton of value with them being 10-point dogs, but I think they could win potentially.
Yep. So we got Kevin. He's been blowing up our chat. Thank you for tuning in with us today. He loves North Texas today from the area, so like that. I really don't think we need to spend time on Weber State, but
so the reason why, one of the reasons why that happens is because aside from the top few teams, the Big Sky is just horrifically bad. And Weber State has an offense that can put up 80 on any given night. Not many other teams in the Big Sky can make that claim. In fact, almost none. Really, you have Montana State, and that's probably it. Maybe Montana. But after those three, the Big Sky is just awful. So I hear where you're coming from, Terrell, but that would be why for Weber, because they are one of the only teams in that conference that can just light up the scoreboard on any given night and can get hot and can put up in the mid 80s to 90.
All right. Well, who wants to do their full card first for the day?
I'll go.
Goose, you gotta say with your chest.
Yeah, man, I'll go. Let's go, man.
There we go.
All right, so we talked about a lot of these games that I'm on because I really dove in deep. Purdue, Michigan State over 146.5. I think it goes to the 150s. Iowa State plus 3.5 at K-State. Iowa State had their slip up mid-season. I like how they're rebounding, they're coming back to the season. I think if they rattle up a couple more wins, they could sneak into the tournament. So give me Iowa State plus 3.5. Arkansas, I'm going to go with Arkansas, the home team, minus 2.5 versus Kentucky. Auburn plus 3. Kansas plus 3. So I'm liking a few road teams today. And then my midnight special, I am liking Long Beach State plus 7.5. They've been a wagon lately, bro. Was it 9-1 in their last 10? And there's
bags.
Yeah, and they're 7.5-point dogs. So just give me the hot team. And I mean, pretty much as always, Rutgers playing at the rack. Wouldn't mind a money line bet. They're favorites today, though. That's pretty wild.
That's where it is, Goose. I was waiting for you to say it. They're usually dogs. That's the key. When they're the favorites, they're feeling themselves. You're feeling yourself.
I'll be feeling myself too when 8,000 people are just screaming down their neck, red pom-poms on every seat. We're scarleting out this building.
That's the big energy. Oh, Slammed it. He's ready. Off the head. We got the energy in here. Steven, you got to bring the energy next as you look like you're just wiping shit out of your eye.
Yeah, I mean, I got to make sure I can see clearly to make sure I got these winners. No, I'm just gonna give out the four dogs that I like today. I'm on Auburn money line. I'm on Wagner money line. A big bounce back spot for them after that shitty loss. I'm on Kansas money line. I'm on Colorado State money line, bro. Colorado State money line, that shit's gonna be free. Utah State was good for about a week and a half. Now they suck again. Colorado State is running those dudes. Not even close. And then I got some more plays too, but that's for later. I'm just gonna give out the 4 right now.
Yeah, so make sure you get Steven the name under his head. Follow him on Twitter. He does a pretty good job of tweeting out all of his picks, always free from Steven. So make sure to be, yes, that's Kenny Lofton's son.
One baseball player with a lot of swag. A whole lot of swag. Kenny Lofton.
So you got your full card ready, or should we go to spin?
Yeah, we're all ready.
All right, let's hear it.
Auburn money line.
You're late because you're in the lab for too late last night, probably sleeping in, taking Ruby for a walk or whatever excuse you want to give me. You gave me a lot of shit because I rewatched the episode. I had to make sure I gave you some shit for whenever you decided to grace us with your presence because, we got to bow down to get it sometime.
I didn't miss the whole thing. I didn't miss the whole episode, though. But I can show up late. It's in my DNA. I want to start with giving out Toledo money line, minus 720. I'm just playing.
It was minus 650, bro.
I'm just playing.
Hey, man. Yo, for 50 units, put 50 units on.
37 units.
Lock of the night, lock of the century. I'm just kidding. No Pain Olympics for me. If you know, you know.
Come on, man.
We're going to go Michigan State money line, plus 175. Big dog. Listen, at some point, these checks from Tom Izzo will have to clear. Like, I don't think any of them have cleared so far this season. At some point, he's got to win one just off being Tom Izzo. I know people will be like, take the points, take the fucking money line, play a half unit, and don't be a pussy. That's my bet today. I'm rocking with Izzo today. I've rocked with Izzo 3 straight times. He's taking my fucking money for a rinse. Yeah, I need it back today. He said he got me. I like them at the crib. Auburn also. I'm on Auburn money line plus 135. I think they're the better team. Everybody and their fucking mom is on the other side. This is where you make a statement. And I don't trust Rick Barnes. If PJ Ford's not playing, I don't trust Rick Barnes. Okay. And then my last play is West Virginia plus 2.5 at minus 120. I'm betting on coaches today, guys.
Yep.
I'm betting on coaches today. I like Huggins.
It's college. Got it.
Yep. And that's what it is for me. I like Huggins. I like Pearl. I like Izzo. Bring me back my money. That's all I got to say. The game has not passed Izzo by. Recruits have. That's the difference. Imani Bates lived, a fucking 45 minutes away, and he couldn't keep him. It's the game. It's not the game. It's the recruits. You got to figure out a new way to pay these motherfuckers to come to the school. That's what's going on. All right, that's all I got. Spin, bring us home, man. I know you got all the hits.
All
and
right.
Rex gonna go last because he was fucking perfect the last time he showed up. So.
That's right. So all right. So the ones that I already gave out, I'm going with all of them. The Purdue, Michigan State over. The under for Kentucky and Arkansas. If it goes down any further than what it's at now, I think it's like 144.5. I probably wouldn't touch it. Auburn money line all the way here, and Baylor -3 for this one. And yes, I am once again going against Rick Barnes and Bill Self. But so those are the ones for this for the part of the show we covered. Here's my other ones. My God, if you're not betting on this team at this point with the way they've been kicking the shit out of Colonial opponents, something wrong. Look, it's Towson again, guys. I know it's a back-to-back. I know it's at James Madison. James Madison, I've talked about this before. They are a team playing out the string right now. They are not allowed to participate in the Colonial Tournament, which means they're not going to any postseason play. And they have a ton of injuries on their team. Towson is playing for the regular season championship in this conference. Their offense has just been such a beautiful thing to watch. So I have a 3-part bet for this one for Towson. Towson minus 5.5. The over, full game over for the game, and Towson 73.5 points over. But I would actually see if you can get an alt line. I would actually go over 75.5 to get it at plus money. So that's my 3-pack for Towson. I will be locked in for that game, and I will be live betting the shit out of that one. Last 2 plays for me are I also do like VCU at minus 5.5. UMass and their defense have just been hideous all year. Ace Baldwin has just really impressed me as of late. And when you take a team that has the defense that VCU does and can guard the perimeter like VCU does, and you put them against a team that just is just a defensive that leaks like a sieve, I will take VCU all day here. And then my last one, I'll go out west, and I do like quack quack Oregon minus 3.
Whack.
Wow. All right. So I gave out Arkansas minus 2, minus 110 for one of my plays here. Steven, I'm sorry. I'm rocking with Jose here today. UNLV gets it done at the crib on the money line. Even we gotta roll with them when it's hot, and they're just a home team in the Mountain West. Sure, they cannibalize each other, but I just gotta take it. I'm taking another dog. The Pokes are going into Norman today and coming out with that dub plus 150 on the money line. We got an over that we're liking on the board today between UNC and NC State. There's going to be zero defense whatsoever. Over 152 minus 110. Do we more or is that it? Last one.
I was just waiting to see the steam coming out of Steven's ears because you're fading his team and you're back in the Pokes. It's like a double whammy.
He said, "Fuck UConn."
No. No.
All we said was
Steven and hyping him up the whole time.
Oh no, that was me. I was thinking it. My fault. My fault.
The only thing you could have done worse is to wear like a Marist hat.
Hey. No, Notre Dame ran the shit out of them in baseball yesterday. So I'm fine with whatever they did in basketball.
Notre Dame's a football school.
Yeah, and they still ran the fuck out of Marist in baseball. It was great to see. But also, me and my Boise State future are going to keep riding with Boise State tonight. I'm adding it to my card. Boise State minus 1.5.
Woo!
I do not care.
All right, we got a nice little head-to-head, and we'll go with 2 more because we're feeling it today. Wake minus 8, minus 110. Just a pure fade Louisville spot. And this one's going to hurt everyone tonight. Western Kentucky on that money line at plus 110. The Blue Raiders are not coming out with a dub on their home court. It's minus 1.5 for a reason.
All right, you know what? I'm going to add one more too for just because I love y'all. So we were talking about Weber State earlier, okay? Weber State team total over 76.5 tonight.
Why? There's going to be no defense. What's wrong with Sosa now?
You just bet against Middle Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
Mid-10. When you're drunk at a bar and she's a 7, she becomes a mid-10.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Goose?
I'm fired up, man. I'm fired up.
Holy shit, man.
I think we got to end on that part. At the end of the show, as you always know, run back. We got it. I had Spin's thing going over my name. It is what it is. Make sure to give us a like, give us a retweet. We're out, ya.